Hi Willows, happy Tuesday. Lovely to see you again. So we're going to be doing some art together today, which I'm really excited about. And our overarching theme is ocean art. But by the end of our 3 tasks today, we're actually going to be trying to copy some of the techniques by Impressionist artists. And we're going to be focusing on a certain artist called Claude Monet. And maybe you've heard of this French artist yourself. We'll be learning a little bit more about him in task C. To begin with, in task A, we're going to be practicing our sketching and our mark making skills. And for task B, we're going to be actually trying to copy some step-by-step pictures to sketch and draw our own sea animals and sea creatures, which will lead us on to task C, where we look at what an impressionist artist does, and we will try and copy some of those techniques ourselves to create a beautiful piece of artwork. I had originally thought that maybe it would be a coastal scene or something to do with the ocean, but a lot of impressionist artists do artwork outdoors or an outdoor landscape, so it might be nice for you to think about doing something that you can see from your house, maybe your garden if you have one, or if you have a favorite walk you like to go on, maybe you could think about creating that scene as well. So before we begin today, boys and girls, because we're doing art all day today for our tasks A, B and C, I thought maybe we could spend a little bit of time, if you wanted, totally optional to you and whether you feel like it, but if you did feel like it, maybe you would like to do a little bit of maths. I've got a challenge here for you, and I've also got an English word finding challenge for you too. So this is your first one. This is on the website Enrich. If you haven't come across it before, parents or children, it's really good. There are also some interactive games, as well as games you can print off and problems like this one I'm going to show you now. So maybe the best thing to do is actually just press pause. If I go up like that, then you can maybe press pause now and give it a read yourself, and answer the questions if you would like to do some problem solving. So that's your maths, your problem solving, if you would like to do it today. Press pause now if you would like to do it. And if you would like a little English challenge, I've got a word coming up, and this word has a bit of a story behind it, because when I first moved to Glasgow, this was one of our word of the weeks, and a little girl in my class went home and used it in a sentence for her homework, and her granny said to her, "You can't use that word, that's not a real word." And she turned around to her granny and said, "Yes, it is a real word. My teacher, Mrs. Ward, told me about it." So her family researched it, and they have used this word lots going forward, and her granny even uses it herself now. So this is the word I'd like you to research. Can you find out what it means? Here it is. The word is frabjous. Frabjous. And it's an adjective, so it's a describing word, describes the nouns, the people, place, or things. Frabjous. Oh, it's a frabjous day today. Have a think, have a research. Can you find out what it means? Okay, so we're going to be doing our ocean art. Task A, we are learning to improve our mark making. So we're thinking about making marks. So to warm up, what kind of marks can you make just using a pencil? And what happens if you press really hard with the pencil? And what happens if you press really softly, gently with a pencil? So I've got some boxes, as you can see, and what I want you to do is follow the instructions. On one end, this end here, you're going to be really hard with your pencil, and you're going to get lighter and lighter and softer, and eventually the end box said shade this box very gently with your pencil. And I just want you to see what effect going hard and soft can have with just using a pencil alone. Okay? Then your main task, I want you to complete this below grid using different types of pencils and pens and different kinds of marking. So you've got pencil, coloured pencil, biro, pen, felt tip and colouring in pens. So they're the things you're going to need. And then each box, so in this box here, you're going to get your pencil. And first of all, it says dashes. So I want you to make dashes. And then the next one says cross-hatching. Now, if you're not sure what cross-hatching is, it's a little bit like a hashtag. You do lines one way and then you go the other way. and lines and dots. I think you'll know what lines and dots are. Then you've got scribbles. Can you make some scribbles? And the last one, continuous. So these are continuous lines. So I want you to try doing just lines with your pencil, okay? Then you're going to do the same thing but with a coloured pencil. Then you're going to do the same thing with a pen, and then you're going to do something with the same thing with a felt tip or a highlighter or some kind of other colouring in pen. So that's the first thing I want you to do. I want you to experiment what it's like using different pens and pencils and making different patterns and different marks. The last thing, if you want to, remember these taking it further tasks are optional, which means you can choose to do it if you want to, or you can leave it. It's totally up to you. So if you want to take it further today, it says, can you think of any more marks or patterns that you could make? And can you complete this crab using different markings? So you've got one side of the crab. Can you do the other side of the crab using similar markings, soft and hard with your pencil? Okay, so we're on to task B now, and we are learning to improve our drawing and sketching skills. So to warm us up, what sea animal would you like to learn to draw or get better at drawing? Have a little think about what you might like to draw today. And for our main task, you're going to be drawing and sketching some different sea animals. And I've got some step-by-step guides for you to follow. Now, these are the ones that I found on YouTube and online. So you can use these to help you. If you're thinking to yourself, I don't want to do these ones that Mrs. Ward has given me, then that's fine. You can have a little look online with the help of an adult. Make sure you're keeping safe online to find your own step-by-step guide. That's fine if you want to do that. But if you do want to have a look at my suggestions, I've given examples for a sea turtle, a seahorse, and a stingray. Now, you've got two options. I have got a YouTube video that you can watch, or I have also actually given you a step-by-step guide, which I'll show you now below. So here is the sea turtle. See how you can see a step by step. You can copy it out step by step. So there are two examples of a sea turtle. And I've also got two examples of a seahorse. So here's example number 1. You could copy step by step. And this is number 2, which is a little bit more cartoony. And your stingray example is here. So if you want to print these out and try and copy them, you can do that. There are different versions on YouTube if you want to copy the video, if you're able to do that. Okie dokie. So that's your main task, to copy the step-by-steps guide, copy the step-by-step guides and come up with your own sea animal that you've drawn. And if you want to take it further, Disney Disney parks have actually got artists who get to show you how to draw Disney characters step by step. So I've given you the main YouTube channel there that you can access to look at all the different things they've done. I found some examples for the links if you'd like them. So I've got Mickey Mouse, Simba and Buzz Lightyear, just as examples if you want them. What I'll do, because there's a lot of links here for different videos, is I'll actually put these links at the bottom of my YouTube video link. So hopefully it'll be easy for you. If you're watching this video, then you can just look underneath at the description of the video and you can just click on the links. Hopefully that'll make it really easy for you. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what you produce and what you make and what you draw. Think about when you are actually drawing your step-by-steps, when it comes to colouring them in and designing them, think about using some of those marks and patterns that you did in task A. Okay, artists, we are on to our last task, task C. We are learning to understand the style of a great artist, and we're looking at Claude Monet. So we're going to be learning about Impressionism. And to start off, we're going to warm up by watching this video link. You can find it in the description again at the bottom of this video if you want to just click on it easily. And so have a little look. If you when you get to the website, it's the Tate website. If you go down to the bottom, there's a video, so please watch that video. And then the question I would like to ask you is, what tools other than a paintbrush could you use to make marks? So what things could you use around your house, in your garden, outside? What things can you use or could you use to make marks for a painting? Okay, Then, for our main task, let's read this together. Impressionist art is a style in which the artist captures the image of an object as someone would if they just caught a glimpse of it. So imagine you're just catching a quick glimpse. They paint the pictures with a lot of colour, and most of their pictures are outdoor scenes, and they're very bright and vibrant. Impressionist artists, they tried to create the feeling of movement by using loose brush strokes, sketchy lines, and blotches of colour that blend together to create the feeling of an impression or a fleeting moment. So imagine it's not as if you're taking a photo and it's exactly the same. Almost, sometimes when you take a photo and it's a bit, you've taken it at a bit of an angle and it's a bit blurry, almost a little bit like that, I guess. So it says, your task, use the skills you've learned today about Impressionist artists to recreate an example of Claude Monet's Impressionist art. I'd like you to think about creating a coastal scene or an outdoor scene, and you can use mixed media for this. So you can use paintbrushes, but maybe you want to go outside and look for some sticks and use sticks to help you create your painting, or stones or leaves or cotton wool buds or toothbrushes or combs or whatever else you think you can use to make the painting. What else could you use? So here I've got some of Claude Monet's art, famous art. So we've got the Stormy Sea, and we've got the Lily Pond, or the Japanese footbridge. Here's Monet's version, and this is a child's recreation of it. And here's someone's example of an impressionist painting. Can you see what I mean about the brush strokes and the colours, all kind of similar colours blending in? It's creating that feeling that it's kind of the moments passing. Here are some ideas of what you might want to create. So we've got some coastal scenes. As you can see here, we've got different parts of coast, and different media have made these different marks. As you can see, someone's used a comb here. We've got sponge, flicking. And here I've said in this space, you might want to think about planning your ideas. But when it comes to it, you are going to need some plain paper or some card or a poster paper to create your painting. If you want to take it further today, can you use your body as the paintbrush? Maybe use handprints or footprints to create some artwork with your family. And if you're interested, here is the answer for what frabjous means.